Hi, so as you know, I'm back to Newark, Delaware, and now I'm going to the gym. It's morning, around 8, but it's really sunny and hot. I'll get there and wear my mask, so on the road it's like really empty. So these days it's summer a break, and summers are like really deserted in Delaware. In Newark especially, there's barely anybody on the roads. So it's just me and there's nobody else. So I thought of just wearing the mask once I reach the gym. So the thing is, yesterday I went to the surgeon for my surgery, for my like initial consultation, and he seemed really nice, but he said that it's going to be a very complicated surgery, and I should expect complications because looks like the surgery should have been done a long time back, but I knew about it. I knew the surgery was to be done in any case. So I almost knew about this for a few years, and I wanted to do this in 2020 itself, but then COVID started and all the dental clinics closed down. And I started going to my local dentist for my other treatment, as you know, like my root canals and crowns and all. And my dentist here had told me that I have to first get done with those things and then do this extraction, because otherwise, if I do the extraction, those teeth which need RCT and crowns and all, they might get shaken up and hurt more. So those things took a lot of time to get done. And once I was done with that, so I started all this treatment last year in October. And that was actually the optimum time to start the thing, because before that there were multiple waves of COVID and it was not safe. Well, I waited that long for safety and then I got COVID anyway, but at that time it was a bit uncertain and things were closed, and they were not opening dental clinics for like long hours, so getting an appointment was even very difficult. So I went to the surgeon and he said that these teeth are aligned very badly, and the lower ones are impacted, like they are bony impactions, meaning the root of the teeth are actually embedded in the jawline, so they have to cut it out of the jawbone. So that's why the recovery is also going to be very difficult. So the doctor said that it's going to be difficult for me and it's going to be very difficult for you too. So I was very worried that, oh my gosh, I have to come back and like deal with this whole painful thing, and I don't know when it will subside. He said it usually takes about 3 to 7 days depending on people, but I should expect to be in a lot of pain. Like he said, like, so for my case, because my surgery is so complicated, the nurse had offered 3 kinds of anesthesia to me, like a local injection anesthesia, or laughing gas, or complete sedation with IV. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll go for laughing gas, at least make the situation a little funny. But the doctor was like, no, in my case, I have to go for IV sedation because it's going to be a long procedure and it'll be easy for him if I'm completely sedated. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever suits you. And so yeah, he said like the effect of the numbing will stay for the first 3 hours after the surgery, so then I'll be fine, I won't feel anything. But after the 3 hours, it will hurt so much that I'll want to go and punch him. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a very painful journey. But he was like, but you have to go through it. And now I'm already old, like, I'll be 30 this July, and he said that the risk factor increases after 25. So I'm already in the risk zone. So I should not keep going more and more into the risk zone. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll do it. And Anupam will be here and it's on a Friday. And Anupam's office is on hybrid mode, so his Fridays are work from home, so are Thursdays. So he can come on Thursday. My surgery is in the morning. And so yeah, he can come with me. And the doctor said he's going to give all the information to him about how to take care of me, so I don't have to listen to that. They are going to brief him about the whole procedure while my procedure is going on. So they were like, you have to come with a responsible adult, and he has to be here throughout the procedure, and he has to take you home. Like, you cannot go home by yourself on an Uber, and you need somebody to be with you for the next 5 days approximately, but maybe more. So I said, yeah, Anupam will be there, and he can pick up all the medicines that they prescribe. Hey, that should not be a problem. We have a Rite Aid right next to my apartment. So that's the update about my teeth situation. But this is not happening until for 1 more month. Like they're very busy apparently, so they did not have any date in June, and the date I got is in end July. So that's after my birthday. So at that time I will be 30, so I'm a bit worried anyway, but that's okay. So Anupam is like, okay, we should have some birthday and anniversary fun. So my birthday and wedding anniversary are on the same day. So we are thinking of doing something fun, I guess. He's like, we should go for a trip. And I'm like, yeah, we went for a trip last time and it was so hot. Like the day we got married was also very, very hot. And like, I don't know why in India my birthday is on a very, usually since I've been born, my birthdays have been on very rainy and humid days. But like by the time it's my birthday in India, the monsoon season kicks in, and it's good because it's not that hot. But here the peak of summer starts from July, and on my birthday usually it's extremely hot. I remember last time when we went to Williamsburg in Virginia, it was so hot. I think it was like 41 degrees Celsius, which is like way above 100 in Fahrenheit. So yeah, it was really terrible. So I was just telling Anupam, like, I don't know, maybe we should just do an indoor celebration or something, because outside it's just so hot. And yesterday before going to the doctor, I was just checking the weather, and like it was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon that time. So that said, like UV radiation at this point of time in this location is above safe levels, and I completely freaked out. I was like, wow, I just went home and got my hat and umbrella and everything and just heaped on a lot of sunscreen. And I also have started putting a lot of calamine on my face, because that kind of puts a physical barrier between your skin and the UV rays. So it kind of actually physically stops the UV rays from touching you. Like with sunscreen, you kind of have to keep reapplying, but with foundation or calamine, it kind of puts a physical barrier. So another fun thing is that now that my surgery is not at least until a month, so it's towards the later part of July, and today here it's June 15. So yeah, my surgery is more than a month away now. So I'm going back to Anupam's place this weekend, and before that I'll stop by at my friend's place in Baltimore. So this friend is my friend from Calcutta. She's actually my school friend, and we've known each other since kindergarten. So in India we don't change schools. Like in the US you have different kinds of, like you start with elementary school, then you go to middle school, then you go to high school. Like you change the school actually. For us it's the same school. We take admission in one school, and that has all the grades from kindergarten to 12th grade. They are really big schools and there are lots of classes. I know I've had American friends here. They're like, why, how how is it possible? It's like too many people in one room. And no, there are different classrooms, and the schools are really big, and the class timings are divided into different hours for different sections. So it's actually very comfortable. It's not a problem at all, and you stick around with the same friends for a long time. So like 12, 14 years of your life you're studying with them, so these friends like really become friends for life. So that's great, right? Yeah, so I'm going to meet that friend because she actually went to India like 3 weeks ago and she came back last week. And my father actually gave her my wedding saree. So I think I never spoke about this, but I never had an Indian wedding. The real, the way you probably have seen in movies or anything. So like Indian weddings are a big affair, and you have lots of guests and people, and like the bride wears a red sari and the groom wears an Indian attire. So we did not have that. We just had our civil wedding here about 2 years ago now, and we had plans to go back to India and do the social Indian wedding, the Hindu wedding, but we couldn't because of several waves of COVID coming in, and the whole process was very complicated. Like with Indian wedding, the preparations are quite long, and if I went, it would be a long stay, and neither of us have the time right now to do that because I'm also writing my dissertation, and I hear that the visa renewal process in India is going a bit back. They have a lot of backlogs, so the wait time is too long, and I cannot risk going there now at this stage because I'm doing my dissertation. It's a very important part of the whole program, and I've worked so hard for it that it's like if I go and then I get stuck for a long time and can't come back, that will be a bit of a problem. So we decided to not go, but we decided to do some celebration here. But that was 2 years ago. We had an online wedding. Shorts of my wedding ceremony is on YouTube actually. So if you want to see it, you can. And my judge was through a Zoom camera, not Zoom, it's called WebEx, and she officiated us through that WebEx cam, and we had 60 people joining in from all over the world, not just from India. We had a lot of friends and relatives from India, but a lot of friends abroad as well. So I had people from Japan, Korea, and Australia, Africa, England, Germany, everywhere. Like lots and lots of people joined in. So it was actually fun. I mean, I think we didn't waste a lot of time on wedding preparation and dancing and this and that, but we had a very decent gathering and a lot of people. Of course, they couldn't socialize or hang around together. That's a giant fire truck, but yeah, made a lot of noise, but they're supposed to make noise, it's okay. So yeah, we had that kind of a wedding. So Anupam and I thought that we'll do a little bit of a Indian kind of wedding photo shoot for this anniversary because we don't have like Indian bride and groom pictures, so we are hiring professional, and I'm going to get my wedding sari from my friend who brought my sari from my dad from India. And so disclaimer, this friend of mine is in the PhD program. She's a few years junior to me, so she's not doing the dissertation yet, so it's still quite easy for her to go. And she also had a dance exam for which she had to go, so she went for that. So yeah, she got the sari, and my sari is not a very typical Bengali Banarasi sari. So Bengali brides wear red with golden border and embroidered red sari, but my sari is a Kanjivaram. A Kanjivaram is a typical sari from South India, and that's the kind of silk that my sari is, and I didn't want a red saree. I'm big for pink. You can tell I'm all pink. Even my mask is pink. So my wedding saree is pink, and I actually wanted to buy it from the best designer in India. So if you're Indian or like you are aware of Indian designers to some extent, you will know Sabyasachi, and I really wanted something from his store. So yeah, I bought my Kanjivaram from his store in Delhi. But I didn't go to Delhi. I just consulted them online, and they showed me a number of saris, and I selected one, and they delivered the sari to my dad. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the sari. So yeah, I'm gonna get the sari from my friend on Saturday, and then go to my husband's place on Sunday. And yeah, and I actually couldn't get my jewelry. So Indian brides wear gold jewelry, and I have a lot of jewelry at home with my father, but he couldn't send that. Like, sending gold is not very safe. Um, I mean, if it was me going and getting my jewelry, that's a different thing. But giving it to a friend, and I don't know, we also didn't know the rules for bringing gold, because all the gold that I've got are these little studs in my ear, which is like very nominal, not very expensive at all. Um, and the wedding jewelry are obviously heavier, so we didn't want to give it to my friend and put her in any kind of additional trouble. So yeah, so what I did is just ordered some jewelry online here, so I'll get them here instead of sending them to my dad. And New Jersey and places around New York have a lot of Indian jewelry stores, so it wasn't very difficult. I've ordered some. I should get them by the end of this week, and then when I go to Maryland, I can take all that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to my sari and getting dressed. I'm not gonna dress like a Bengali bride, because I'm not. Like, this is not a real wedding, right? So we'll probably go to a temple, and maybe, like, because it's also our anniversary, we'll just take some blessings. But an Indian wedding has a lot of rituals, so I'm not sure if just two of us can successfully, like, efficiently do all of that on our own. And it will be a little sad. It's just like, normally weddings have so many people, we just don't want to be only two people, but we might do one or two small things just to see if the temple is able to do it for us. But we'll see. Nothing is set in stone yet. I just want to have the sari first. And also, I might look a bit patchy, because the sunscreen that I'm wearing, my husband bought it from a medical store, and it's a medicated sunscreen, and it's very thick. So when I apply it, it's like, it makes white patches, which is not a bad thing. It's a good sunscreen, very doctors recommended, but it makes me look funny. Anyway, I am in the gym now. Well, I'm not in the gym. I've reached the Bob Carpenter building, and I should start working out now. So see ya.